Good news, everyone! I have taken over the Best Express podcast.
Oh, noes!
This is Chad here for the Best Express podcast. Welcome all. Good day, good morning, good whatever. And my cohort, John.
How's it going, people?
Hey. So, how's your day so far?
For whatever reason, it's been relatively hot today. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to have a heart attack soon because it's been colder, but I've been like sweating. So I'm kind of nervous about that.
Well, today has been what I would call, you could say, perfect sunny week, a perfect sunny day. Not too hot, not too cold, not too, hey, I suck at this weather type of day. But yeah, it's, for the most part, it is pleasant for me. Might not be pleasant to a Californian. They're thinking, oh my fucking God, it's cold here. How can you live here?
We tolerate the rain, unlike you guys who have no rain.
Rain, oh my God, flash floods everywhere.
Yes, seriously.
Flail arms.
Have a small shower and all of a sudden they have to get out the sandbags.
Exactly. That's like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of the California hate.
Is it out of hate or out of sheer jealousy?
Actually, I just like to poke fun with them because they're just fun to poke fun with. Speaking of poking fun of, how about them Blue Jays?
Oh, God.
It's like, hey, Toronto, you have a team that doesn't suck. It doesn't start with Maple Leafs.
That's hilarious.
Maple Leafs. The team that, the gift that keeps on giving to just piss off every Maple Leaf fan.
Like, yeah, I know. I have a friend who used to, I used to have a friend who was like hardcore into the Maple Leafs. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, dude, I know nothing about hockey. So he basically assigned me to a random team and said, your team lost. Okay, sure. Yours won. I can't name a single player or how this game works. Granted, this was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't really hate the team. I really hate their fans. And whenever the Maple Leafs lose, or whenever the Maple Leafs are doing really, really bad, it's fun to actually pick apart that team and basically have, look over towards the Maple Leaf fan and see that face go scrumple up and look sour and get, my Maple Leafs. It's like, yeah. Mission accomplished.
That's right. It's the same way how I feel about Star Wars fans.
Oh God, Star Wars fans. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Well, everybody, in Star Trek was in Utopia, and there's no greed. Sure they make killings, but guess what? Most people just die on a ship anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, actually, it goes both sides because, like, when I heard there was going to be a Star Wars sequel, like episode 7, I was so happy. I was really, really hoping this is going to be another disappointment to make all the Star Wars nerds cry. But unfortunately, it's from Disney, so it looks like it's going to be good.
Well, yeah, because they're beginning the budget to actually, make it fantastic. And let's face it.
I don't know about the budget. I think it's because they don't have Lucas.
You know what? Yeah, you pull it away from Lucas, and maybe maybe somebody else takes it into a different direction. Mm-hmm. But Lucas has had a good idea on how to make it, the way he wants it to, and then he fucks it up. Let's face it. Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, there was nothing that kind of fucked that up. And then all of a sudden, Return of the Jedi. All of a sudden, you had Ewoks.
Oh, hang on. Before we get into that, did you see the behind the scenes stuff of the Crystal Skull?
No, not really.
It's like Steven Spielberg, who is, as far as I know, is a really competent director, right? And you see him with Lucas, and Lucas just spews shit out of his mouth that just like, it's like, no, Lucas, no, George, no, we can't do that. No, that sounds really dumb. It's like, no, we can't have aliens. Oh shit, we have aliens.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Indiana Jones surviving the lead fridge, that was Lucas's idea. I thought it was brilliant as hell.
It was brilliant as hell. But the fact that it's like, oh, that was Lucas's idea.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's like, oh my God, fuck.
Because he originally, I think, wanted to make the movie as a homage to all those really bad B sci-fi movies with Indiana Jones.
Oh God, really, Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's sort of like it's exactly that South Park episode.
Yeah,
right.
That's literally where it's based from.
Yeah,
behind the scene stuff. That's where they stole majority of the ideas. It's like, oh, let's change all the guns to walkie-talkies.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God! Oh my God! Leave India alone! Leave India alone!
It's like, oh my God! It's like, we're going to rape your childhood. Look, at the end of the day, it's his property. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it, right?
And I love people who actually kind of bellyache over that sort of thing. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I can understand, but I'm not going to bellyache over something somebody owns the rights to.
Yeah.
Right.
My personal favorite thing is like, hey, Star Wars guys, your Star Wars movie is filmed by a guy who made 2 successful Star Trek movies. Yeah.
Well, that also said, I just made myself sound like a hypocrite. But then again, you know what? I am damn right about one thing. Return of the Jedi was ruined by Ewoks. And let's face it, the prequels, quote unquote, Phantom Menace, whatever the other fucking 2 are after that, they were ruined by Jar Jar Binks.
Oh God.
Let's face it, that is in itself is the reason. Oh, the reason why we put this in there is because we can actually market this shit for the kids.
Oh, a verse 2, this is pod racing?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my! When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is." Why do I like Star Wars?
Yeah, like, I know. How is this relevant to the? Oh, to establish, the skills of the kid. He's potentially, Jedi bait.
You know what they should have? You know what they honestly should have done? It's actually made him, was it 5 years older? So at least it's believable they're in the same age park when they get together, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Well, on top of that, great casting decisions in regards to Anakin Skywalker when he gets older. I'm sorry. Hayden Christensen may be from our part of the world, but let's face it.
I'm sorry, dude. I have a lot of Canadian hate. I don't know about you.
When you can't act your way out of a fucking paper bag,
it's like, it's all his fault. It's all Obi-Wan's fault.
It's like, oh my God, kid, really? Did you not take acting lessons? Oh, wait a minute, you did, just from the wrong school.
Leave him alone. He's Canadian. Like, oh shit. Let's see. What Canadians have been offered to us? Alanis Morissette, Shania Twain, Pamela Anderson. Real stellar cast right there.
Well, okay, let's face it. Anybody coming out of Canada that kind of, made their, cut their teeth on doing their thing, some of them do deserve it. Mm-hmm. And then there's people like Celine Dion, Justin Bieber, Nickelback,
Fuck Nickelback.
Exactly. So, it's like, okay.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I like Justin Bieber because it's the biggest troll in the United States.
Oh, hell yeah.
Celine Dion, yeah, let's face it, she's legitimately talented.
She has a great voice.
She's annoying as fuck, but she's legitimately talented.
Okay. I'll give her that much. But the fact of the matter is that it's the fact that she's overstayed her welcome.
No, she's overstayed her welcome in the United States. She hasn't come back to Canada yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's why they can keep her. But yeah, what else?
At least she didn't give us, or at least she didn't ruin the word ironic.
You know what? That's true. But then again, Alanis, I would have respected Alanis more if she tried to stay the dancing queen, the dance queen of Canada.
Oh yeah, before she trailblazed that thing when let's face it, she did it first, and then Pink did it. Except Pink did it with more success. Yeah.
No, I happen to agree. What else? You got Jim Carrey. Jim, actually, I do respect because let's face it, he's actually made the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
Aside from his own personal antics of that love message to Emma Stone, the guy can act. Like,
oh yeah,
the two dramatic roles I remember him for, he was really good.
Yeah, and I think Jim should do a lot more dramatic roles. I think he should just turn the page, just like Tom Hanks did, in terms of acting, and go straight to drama. Because let's face it, we know you can do comedy. We love you doing comedy, but the thing is, nobody knows that you do very, very good drama. And let's face it, Jim, although you can probably ruin the mood by just doing something quirky and funny, but let's face it, when you can turn on the drama, you can definitely turn on the drama.
Yeah. That's kind of the funny thing. Like, Jamie Foxx is the big example, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he went from dressing in drag to being in Miami Vice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, that shows the range of his acting. He can do comedy, he can do drama, he can do a little bit of action, And let's face it, there's not very many people in Hollywood that can properly do that.
No, there isn't.
I say properly do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was watching, was it Lip Sync Battle? And their first one was The Rock versus Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And it just occurred to me how much I hate The Rock now.
I have no problems with The Rock doing what he did on Lip Sync Battle.
It's not that. It's just like, I'm kind of sick of The Rock because Hercules was a freaking mistake. Andreas, it was San Andreas. It's like, I watched it and I'm thinking, why the fuck did I watch this? I want my time back. And personally, I think he ruined G.I. Joe too.
I like G.I. Joe too. Yeah, I think that was a lot better than G.I. Joe 1.
Yeah.
Personally.
Aside from they got rid of the black guy to replace it with a better black guy.
Oh, yeah.
Or half Samoan, half black.
Well, okay, let's face it. Rock has the physique to actually pull off certain things. Yeah, especially Roadblock, because Roadblock is a huge guy. The only thing is, Roadblock was never
he's not a main
commander. He was the chef. He's the chef to actually beat the shit out of people.
It's like, don't mess with the cook, right?
Exactly. And unfortunately, the way they wrote G.I. Joe is the fact that, he was second in command of the Joe unit.
Yeah. So then they decided to get rid of Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum.
Technically, they did not get rid of Channing Tatum. He did, they never found the body.
They filmed the body. They never put it in the movie. No, there was.
Oh, okay. If it's not shown in the theater, if it's not actually part of the proper DVD, it's not part of it.
Yeah,
right. Just like a lot of things that got cut out of the movies, technically it was never part of it. Thanks, dog. But because what it did was leave the door open for a third movie. Mm-hmm. Hey, Duke got captured during the whole thing. Oh, we found out about it. Oh, let's do a rescue mission for Duke.
Blah, and now blah, blah. Duke's a cyborg.
Exactly. So, that's sort of something stupid. But
what's stupid is they got rid of the Baroness and Destro.
Yeah, well, they could bring him back. Right? They're the ones holding him hostage or something like that.
Yeah, they could bring anybody back. It's just the fact that it's like, oh, you got rid of Destro and you got rid of the Baroness. Well, even though you ruined the Baroness.
A lot of people would love to ruin the Baroness.
She's like, she's American now.
Well, technically, no, she's not. But
no, in the movie,
but in the movie, she is. Yeah. But I would, wouldn't you love to ruin the Baroness?
With her. No, I would leave her alone.
Sienna Miller?
I would leave her alone.
Really?
She's completely psychotic. I would leave her alone.
I don't know. I think that'd be hot.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I would leave her alone.
I don't know. Because, okay, let's face it. If I think Christopher Titus actually had the best quote out there in regards to his father. She's, one night of passion. If you're not palming a blade, it's not quite as hot. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of not quoting verbatim here or anything like that, but
actually, it's just the really depressing thing. I think is there going to be Transformers 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, that one is depressing.
It's like, oh my god, seriously?
It's like, okay, the horse is dead. You've already beaten it a couple times. Now taking a flamethrower to it is kind of excessive.
But Marky Mark needs his trilogy, though.
Marky Mark needs work. Really? Marky? Really? Of all the things. After The Departed, he's never taken on any good roles, I've noticed.
Pain and Gain.
Huh?
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain? Pain and Gain? You know, that's the movie I didn't watch with The Rock?
Yeah. That one really surprised me because, well, I didn't personally watch it. From all the people who reviewed it, saying, yeah, it's like The Rock took like a major pay cut to do this. I think he got paid like $50,000 to do it. And
oh no!
And so did Marky Mark, and apparently it was legitimately good, even though Michael Bay directed it with no explosions.
Again,
yeah.
You know,
it just reminds me of like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Was it JVC?
Yeah,
he was really good in that movie.
Yeah, but then again, he's pretty much. I wouldn't say at the tail end of his career, because pretty much the tail end of his career was like, you know, a decade ago. Mm-hmm. He's kind of just reinventing himself. And let's face it, he can't really make those nice little high kicks as much as he used to, doing all the martial arts stuff. So he's got to do some real acting.
Yeah, and the fact that he actually did a 15-minute scene with no takes straight through.
Yeah,
it was actually really good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because let's face it, you never, you know, there's only so much a body can take nowadays.
Yep. And
now you have to go on pure talent.
Yeah, just look at Steven Seagal. Oh wait, God. Don't look at him.
You know, there is one thing I can respect about Steven Seagal is that he actually went into law enforcement.
With a camera crew.
With a camera crew. But at least he knows that, you know, okay, he can do the job. Right. And when you see him, he's like, okay, I'm not going to fuck with the guy. Okay. I'll just, you know, put my hands behind my back anyways. Just get ready to cuff me.
It's like the last thing you want to say is, yeah, I got beat up by Steven Seagal. A fat Steven Seagal.
Well, no, even a fat Steven Seagal can kick your ass. Because let's face it, Aikido.
No, don't get me wrong. He can seriously kick my ass. Oh, yeah. I just don't actually want to say he kicked my ass.
No, you don't want to say a fat Steven Seagal kicked your ass.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
If you say Steven Seagal kicked my ass, they're thinking, oh, it's back in the day when he was a lot younger, a lot more toner, a lot more fit, and a lot more dangerous. You know, the minute you say, oh, fat Steven Seagal kicked my ass, it's like, really?
Yep.
Dude's out of shape, man. You call him a fat.
Yeah, you just have to walk faster than he can, and he'll just die of a heart attack.
You know, the minute you say, oh, it's a fat Steven Seagal kicked my ass, then you sound a lot more pathetic.
Yes. Oh, God. TV shows. I've been watching Heroes, and the first 3 episodes were kind of interesting, but now it's starting to weigh off because it's becoming super predictable. I'm just getting the 5th episode right now, but yeah, I'm glad it's a mini series. Yeah, you know, I kind of feel it's slowly losing its appeal, like it did with, I don't know, the partway through the 3rd season. Lost, I never bothered getting through it past the 1st season. Yeah.
Right? Because I think it just didn't really appeal to me. But like a lot of shows kind of like start to jump the shark after a certain amount of seasons. Like, for example, Continuum really jumped the shark by going, oh, we're going to kill off past me, so I'm taking over this timeline. I'm thinking, the fuck? Really? So you just create a paradox.
Yeah.
Right? So how is that kind of working in your favor?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Doctor Who did something like that in the last episode, which was
yeah, okay, so who it's the same question of which came first, the chicken or the egg. In this case, it's like, okay, well, you know, if Beethoven didn't write his 5th, and you were the one who was claiming to be Beethoven, and you brought up all the original sheets because you were a biggest fan of his, and you presented all these things throughout the time, then who wrote the 5th after all?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
the bootstrap theory, or whatever they called it.
Yeah, I love the fact that the British kind of do that quite a bit. Like Red Dwarf, Lister being his own father.
You know, I think there was in one of the RPG books that I was looking up called Legend of Five Rings, and they kind of give something similar to that. is like, okay, well, my father gave me this sword here, and all of a sudden I got warped into the past, and all of a sudden, I'm my own grandfather. Because I married the person who would have been my grandmother, and blah blah blah, and now she's giving birth to my father, and now he's giving, his wife is giving birth to me, and now he's passing down the sword to me, and now I've got warped back into the past, and what the fuck?
Yeah, somehow I went to the past. I met this woman, and we had a baby, and I gave the sword to my son, who turns out to be me.
Yeah, exactly. It's really, it's that weird bootstrap theory, right? So who knows? It's a little fucked up.
Yeah. That's why I don't exactly like time travel half the time, especially when you try to keep that up.
Yeah. The theory of, the paradoxes and all that other stuff, it's kind of like, the butterfly effect.
Oh, yeah, the butterfly effect. A butterfly effect, or Johnny Darko. Actually, how did the butterfly effect work? He basically never met the girl?
He did set it up so that he would never fall in love. Well, no, not fall in love with the girl. Have the girl try to have the happy ending with her.
Yeah, I think I like the Johnny Darko one way better.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, the universe is better off without you, dude.
Yeah.
But speaking of British shows, I finally got all of Merlin. That took forever.
You could just watch Netflix.
No, I could do that, but it's the buffering that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And of course the non 1080p thing.
Oh, depending on your internet connection, it'll give you 1080p.
Yes, depending on my internet connection. Yeah. It's like I can do 720p, but not proper 1080p.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, and besides, it's like what's available. I managed to get the last 2 seasons in high def, but the first 3 was not.
I don't think they were ever.
They're all been released on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when they were released on TV.
The recent play, no. Yeah. The TV ones, no. But the one I got, some of them are Blu-ray rip, and other ones are DVD rip.
Yeah.
And so my copy of Merlin of Blu-ray will be coming through Amazon soon. So shut up.
So just waste all that hard drive space for nothing if you're buying it on DVD.
The DVD part I will never buy. It's the Blu-ray part that I finally buy.
Oh, whatever.
So then of course I found the damn thing on Best Buy, and goddamn the price beat that. Now I got to return the Amazon copy I'm going to get.
Of course.
Yes. But hey, man, it's like Amazon's like $70, and Best Buy one is $200.
Oh, Best Buy.
Yes.
How can you ever compete in this market anymore?
No, you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, now what I'm watching right now is the travel shows are finally back up. Like I was looking through half the stuff for some travel shows, and Anthony Bourdain's kind of came back. His first show was about Cuba, and then France. And I don't know what the other one is. I think it's like some bizarre Mexican-Japanese episode.
Yeah, I haven't actually had a chance to actually watch that episode, the third episode yet. The Marseille episode was pretty interesting, considering it's France's version of the melting pot there.
Yeah.
In a way, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh no, they're not French." It's like, wow, blatant racism.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because I was watching that and I was like, hey, I just got this other series from Luc Nguyen.
Yeah.
He's a Vietnamese chef who immigrated to Australia, and so he decided to make a show on his roots and going back to Vietnam, which is a 10-part series. Very interesting because half the time is him visiting food and then him cooking on the streets. Yeah. So then he did one on France, which I just finished watching, which is like, wow, France is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But then we both know that. And then Anthony Bourdain did that series on the same spot that he was in.
Yeah.
Right. And so now I'm on to Luke going to the UK. So I'm going to go through that, which I kind of sat here and thought about, oh, shit, the UK cuisine, right?
Dude's gonna get fat.
It's like the UK has gone through a kind of a food renaissance, right? Yeah. Now, here's my very, very bad take on it. I know the UK desserts are good, but I can't say anything about their food because half the time I thought it's really disgusting, right? And the food renaissance is basically if you take spices and ideas from other culture and try to make some hybrid dish, that's not British cooking.
Yeah, it's just fusion.
Yeah, it's fusion. It's what's British cooking is mashed potato, pot roast, and their Yorkshire pudding, right?
Yep. Or banger's mash, or Guinnessshire stew, or whatever you go into a pub, the nearest pub in London or wherever, and partake of what's on the menu, or into a house where basically they do the homemade stuff. So, it is, it's not very light food compared to, if you go over the English Channel, it's like, oh, okay, you have all these, breads and pastries and all these wonderful, dishes and whatnot, where basically they encourage flavor and, the artistic way of doing things.
Yeah, it's like it's literally a weird day and night thing because they have a friggin' lard cake, Lottie cake, like they prefer to it. Which I was sitting there watching it. So you get your dough, and then you put your lard on it, and you smear it with some butter, and then you put raisin. You fold it up, and you take some more lard, and I think essentially they have half a pound of lard, which they do use in the freaking cake, and they also have 500 grams of sugar, which they do use all in the cake.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, you don't eat it all. You just have a slice of it. That'll give you a heart attack.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
and then I was looking at the people from France, which is, I was sitting there looking at it. It's like, there's nobody here that's freaking fat. What's going on here? It's like, they eat butter. They eat heavy cream. They have coffee with a ton of condensed milk there.
Yep.
But the difference is, it's like, everybody walks to where they need to go, and they don't, snack in between, meals, right?
Yep.
And thinking, so I understand why they're all thin, because, you can't exactly drive anywhere because the roads are, microscopic.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's not conducive car neighborhoods.
It's a freaking 300-year-old city, right?
Exactly. So they don't really like to change too much of the city. Just for the sake of, hey, we have cars now, so let's change the city.
Yeah. But I'm kind of jealous of the French.
I can understand that, because how would you like it if you lived in Paris?
I would probably like it for the first 2 years and get used to it and get really bored.
Yeah. Because I'd probably end up moving over to the countryside after that.
Yeah.
Just to get away from France itself.
Yep.
And then, Paris itself, because let's face it, Paris you can only do so for so long.
Yeah.
As a tourist, you'll probably be like, fuck, I'm here for 2 weeks. I'll run all over the place and take a look around and try all the food.
Yeah.
And of course, there is no real, unless you want to travel from, a furthest point of Paris to, wherever you need to go to, you have public transit, maybe a taxi, but otherwise you got to walk all the way to where you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. So I have family who live in Paris, and I'm just gonna say they have. I just have family who lives there. When they were here, it was kind of like some weird culture shock because Vancouver is very different from Paris. Like we have running toilets.
Sorry, is that allowed?
But the running toilet I thought was kind of hilarious because basically you can't flush toilet paper in Paris because it'll clog up the pipes.
I can see that.
Yeah, but then I also had this is going back to the funeral, right, where they tried to hook me up with their British niece.
Okay.
So went to this funeral of my friend's my dad's friend's mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there, and then there says, "Oh yeah, we have my niece from the UK. You should hit her up." It's like at a funeral to a girl who lives half a planet away.
Yeah,
it's like really. So, but I did get to talk to her, and planning a trip to UK. At least I know somebody who lives there. All they really said is, "Yeah, don't go to London. There's no point in going to London. It's like you pay $80 to get in there, you do your shit, and then you go and you leave the place. It's like there's 3 places you look at: the freaking Ferris wheel, the little glass arrowhead building they have there, and that's it."
I don't know, because it depends on, I guess, what you're looking for out of London here, right? Because you also have Buckingham Palace, you also have the Tower of London. You also have, if you're a huge, you also have the museums and everything else. Like, a couple of my friends are huge into weapons and armor from the period. So apparently, from what they told me, because they've recently been there, is that those museums are free to get into. I was like, oh, wow. Just as long as you don't touch things, you're cool.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. I might hit those up. But I can understand why there might be nothing in London in general, because, well, you live there.
Yeah. That's what's kind of, I thought, same here. Because, like, they decide to, they decide to go downtown. And, of course, you and I know that going downtown Vancouver is like,
there's nothing downtown.
What's the point? You see the art gallery, which you have to pay to get into. Then every 5 minutes, there's somebody trying to give you something or trying to ask for something.
Yeah.
And then you have the freaking mall, which is like, so what? Right?
Yeah.
But then again, like,
some people might find going to the mall downtown would be cool.
Yeah.
Some people might think going to the art gallery would be cool.
Yeah.
Some people might even consider going to Robinson Square kind of cool.
Yeah, because realistically, it's new to them, and it'll be new to us.
Yeah.
Right? So, I get it, but I don't know. It's like, so far, I probably would go to, like, God damn it, dog.
What is it, racist dog? What is it? I swear that dog's going to get you in trouble. That dog's going to say, there's an Arab person outside.
Zach. Zach. Woof.
What is that? Terrorist.
There's a blackie outside. I'm going to have to edit all that out. Thanks, dog.
Roof. Roof. Racism.
Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of my dog, oh God, last week was a freaking fiasco. I had to take him to the vet, right? And if you ever taken a dog to the vet, it is first you get in the car and he knows something's wrong because he doesn't get to go in the car very often.
Yeah.
Because for reasons, right?
Yeah.
So then he's vibrating really, really hard. And then, of course, I know it's like, yep, he's going to vibrate. He's shivering. He's really terrified. He may die of a heart attack because I can feel his heartbeat. The moment he gets out of the car, takes a wild dump. Like he always does.
Okay.
So anyways, so my dad and myself took him to the vet just to check out his eye because I thought he might be having a stroke here, right?
Yeah.
Because his left eye is not opening properly.
Yeah.
Or his right eye. His right eye is not opening properly. It's kind of like half open. Mm-hmm. So we were there, and of course, he takes a dump, and I had to pick it up, and I hand my dad the leash, right?
Yeah.
And of course, he doesn't know how to use the thing. It's because it's one of those retractable ones that are apparently good for the dog.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, he doesn't know how to do it, and he books out the door, right?
Oh.
And of course, my dad makes the mistake of grabbing the rope. And is going like out of the harness, right?
Okay.
So he burns his hand. Ouch. I grab the rope and I burn my hand.
Ouch.
So I'm getting really pissed off here, right? So I had to throw away the bag of shit. And so, of course, the dog decides to run around us, tying us up.
Oh, doggy.
Yeah. So then so I'm losing my mind because it's always down to me to do this shit, right? Every time we go for a haircut, my mother stands outside and I have to go there and basically try to restrain this dog here. And he's a little Shih Tzu and he's rambunctious, right?
Yeah.
So then, of course, we had to take him to the big metal counter, and now he's vibrating and like dodging everything, right? Because he's fearing he's going to get a tetanus shot. So, anyways, so the vet puts this dye in his eye, which was, trying to hold down a dog when he's like, you're trying not to hurt him, but you have to hold him down.
Yeah.
So he put this dye in him so you can see,
what's going on with the eye.
Yeah. So according to the vet, quote unquote vet, he has ulcers in his eyes, right? So they have to give him drops. and trying to put drops in the dog's eye after you put dye in his eye. Oh, Jesus Christ. Before that, they had to put a muzzle on him so he doesn't bite. And oh shit, that was insane.
You know, it kind of goes up there with my vet story. Last time I took one of my dogs to the vet, this was back when I actually had dogs. The vet was like, "Okay, hold on to the dog," and all of a sudden he tried to stick the thermometer up his ass, and it's like, "You didn't give me a chance to actually hold on to the dog, dude. You just decided to actually shove it up his ass." Obviously, he's going to be pissed off with that.
Yeah, the things we do for the animals.
But yes, going back to France,
France,
the animals, France,
the animals at France, though animals,
UK, or well, whatever thing we're off topic.
Europe,
Europe, yes,
somewhere in Europe, we have a story there.
No, actually, I think we're in Vancouver now.
No, we're back in Vancouver.
Yeah, that's way far off topic here now. Too far gone. Let's not go back.
Yeah, well, downtown Vancouver.
Yes. So basically, we were saying that yes, you know, though there may be tourists, you know, we might find things that we're not going to be too, you know, crazy about, considering that they, you know, for them it's like this is a new experience for us. So yeah. But yeah, I can certainly understand if you're a tourist, you might find certain things in Vancouver to be like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, you're like, fuck, really? You know, going to your place is kind of cool. Oh, no, you're going to get bored there.
It's like trying to find a new restaurant to go to without being severely disappointed.
Yeah.
Like Gotham. And
Gotham.
You've been to Gotham Steakhouse?
You know, I have never been to Gotham Steakhouse. And you know why?
Because you can't afford it.
Exactly.
So I went there, 12 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So I went there with my friend who is really into trying this stuff, and my two other friends who are probably the cheapest fucks on the planet, right? The cheapest fucks on the planet.
Yeah.
Right. So I went there and I decided to order a steak, a rib steak. This costs $80, right? But it doesn't come with any sides. So I figured, okay, I will get asparagus and then cream of spinach.
Yeah.
Right. And so the other two decided to get pasta, which is the cheapest thing on the menu.
Yeah.
Right. So I had my steak and the waiter comes in and is like, here's your steak, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, basically, he doesn't smile. No expression. And this is before Yelp, right?
Yes.
Right. So, you know, it's like, okay, I've had the steak. Oh, shit, it's rare. I asked for medium well done because I had a little chart in my thing that's made of plastic. It's like, I want number 4. I want it to look like number 4. So he made it like number 1, right? So this is like a 1.5 inch steak. So it would take a while to cook properly, I guess, right? So anyways, it was well seasoned. So I ate everything else and I left it's like I have a raw piece of meat there.
Yeah, for you it would be raw. For me it'd be perfect.
Yeah, it's basically 2 inches own, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. So I usually get it like 50% pink, not 90% pink.
Yeah.
Right. So then I left it there, and the waiter comes back and is like, "Is there anything wrong with your steak?" And it's like, I asked for it, cooked properly, and this was like, rare. So, Joe, you should have said something. It's like, okay. Do you want me to take it back and you have it recooked? It's fine. We've been here for an hour. You took like freaking half an hour to bring our food in, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. We're going to leave. So that was my my Gotham experience. And then we went to the steakhouse near the waterfront.
Morton's.
Morton's, yes.
Yeah.
My friend, we decided to leave the cheap asses at home. So we were just me and my other friend, who was not a cheap ass. So he went and got the filet mignon, which is basically literally a tender piece of raw meat.
Okay.
So I had obviously another rib steak, except they actually had, what's it called again? Ribeye. Yeah. Proper ribeye. And they cooked it exactly the way I want. So between the two, we're both expensive, but Morton was the one to go to.
Yeah. Well, I've heard Morton's does a better job.
Are they still around?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So one of the rare times I went to have a steak anywhere downtown.
Yeah.
But as for other restaurants, basically for downtown, it's just, where the Japanese restaurants are.
Have you ever been to Kobe's?
Yes.
Yeah. Not cheap.
Waste of time.
It's great for the entertainment value, but otherwise it was kind of overrated.
I think I mentioned this before. Kobe's?
Yeah.
We went there. So me, my sister, and her husband went there, and we bought the lobster menu, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically whatever with lobster.
Yeah.
So the chef basically got all the food, and they cooked it all at once, right? And this jackass decided to slice the lobster up and hand everybody at the table, including us and the people who didn't order the lobster, a piece of lobster.
Ugh.
So basically, everybody had a piece of our lobster.
Yeah.
So basically, we had 3 lobster tail. He chopped it up. So basically, you gave everybody at the table our lobster.
Yeah.
That we paid $20 extra for.
Yeah. Jerk.
So I complained to the manager, and of course, the manager did nothing.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like, we'll reprimand the chef about this. Like, no, I want you to freaking discount our meal.
Yeah.
And so last time we went there.
Of course.
So yeah, basically, what is Kobe's? It's what's it called?
Teppanyaki?
Yes, it's teppanyaki. So basically, the chef who basically chops everything up, cooks everything all together in the same sauce. Which the first time ever I had lobster that didn't taste like lobster.
Yeah.
So it tastes like, how should I put it? Bland, overcooked shrimp.
Yeah.
And of course, we also had beef, which was apocalyptically disgusting because it was very livery.
Well, depends on, I guess, who you get for the chef. And I've been there, like I said, I've been there once. Mm-hmm. And I was okay with that experience that at the time. Never been there back since then, but because I just went there for a birthday dinner. I'm like, okay, I'll spend the extra few bucks for my, because it's my friend's birthday dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend going to Osaka, which is on West Broadway, because they're a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right. The only other teppanyaki place I know of no longer exists.
Yeah. And speaking of bad restaurants, have you ever been to the Harbor Center?
The one on the very top of the Harbor Center?
Yeah,
I've been there once.
Yeah. How bad was it?
I didn't think it was that bad for me for that experience. Right. But again, it depends on the time, I guess, your general overall experience and what you ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I didn't order anything that was, that it could apocalyptically screw up.
My experience was my sister's 18th birthday, right?
Ooh.
So she decided to take all her friends to go there. Now, here's the deal. You're 18, you don't got a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And you're basically asked to go to a friend's restaurant where you got to pay $120 for food. Right.
That would do it.
Yeah. So here's the deal, right? This is my experience with the place, right? So regardless of what you order, there's the main dish and then there's the sides, which is basically a plastic sealed rice, vegetables, whatever container.
Yeah.
Like it's what you give to somebody who is in the nursing home.
Yeah.
Right? Prepackaged shit.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody gets one of these in the exact same container. And then you get your main, right?
Okay.
Right. So my friend got shrimp, which coincidentally he got food poisoning for a month after that.
Ooh.
And I got the steak, which coincidentally cost the exact same thing as the 5 pieces of shrimp that my friend had.
Wow.
Right. And I can't remember what the rest of them had. So basically, what the waiter did, we told him, it's like, just include the gratuity into the final price of the bill, because we have a bunch of high school students who can't do math.
Yeah.
And they didn't have calculator phones at the time.
Yeah.
Right. So what he did is he didn't do that, and everybody paid their part and left. Right.
And then did not
include the tip.
Yeah.
So now he's panicking, right? Because you can see the panic in his eyes, because this is a big table of like 15 people. So what happens? My sister has to fork over the entire tip of everybody.
Yeah.
Right. Which was coincidentally $150 tip.
Ugh.
Right? Or 200 something, right?
Yeah.
And even my cheap ass friend who went there needed to go to work, and of course, no tip, because his definition of a tip is $1. Like my mom.
Yeah.
It's like $200 thing, $2.
1% tip.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So basically, the food was bad. The service was like
apocalyptic. Yeah. You know what? That deserved no gratuity.
Yeah. And that was like the most expensive, disgusting meal I ever had. Like ever. Like I went to Tojo's 3 times.
Yeah.
Right. Spent like $400 each time and was fine with it.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah. Like, and then we of course went to the other revolving restaurant. Way better restaurant.
Yeah.
Way better restaurant. They had a way better meal.
Yeah, that's the one on Robson Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not surprised, because there's some places that do it better and there's some places that do it awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's some places that just fuck it up for you.
Yeah.
And I can understand, certain things will fuck it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think, God, I can't remember any time I got really, really shitty service except for maybe Shabusen,
mm-hmm.
where basically it was like, wow, slow service. Right?
When the moment you mentioned that, I was thinking of the all-you-can-eat restaurant. Oh shit, Sushia,
yes,
Sushia.
That's a place. Okay, the reason why I didn't mention Sushia because they're no longer on the map. They're done. So,
which for whatever reason is my white friend's favorite Japanese restaurant.
Oh God.
Now this is the same white friend who used to work for Future Shop, which is gone.
Yeah.
Right? But he still works for that company who bought them out as the guy who basically wrote the pink slip to your friend.
Oh,
right.
Motherfucker.
Right? But here's the thing. Then he had to write new contracts for all the people they kept.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Anyways, we went down to the first all-you-can-eat restaurant I'd been to, which was, what is it? It's downtown. Wasn't Tojo's.
There was one that I kind of experienced for the first time was called Tampopo.
That's it.
Okay.
Tampopo. Went to Tampopo, and so he says, here, why don't you try California roll? Miso soup. Teriyaki beef. So he didn't like any of the Japanese food, right?
Yeah.
And then he went to Future Shop where all his white friends love Japanese food. And all of a sudden, he became an expert on Japanese food, which his favorite being miso soup, which he orders like 5 cups just to chug that down at all-you-can-eat restaurant.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, way to ruin your all-you-can-eat experience by drinking a lot of miso soup.
Yeah, basically it's like, that's just primarily salt water, right?
Well, salt water and miso paste and whatever.
Fish broth or whatever. It's
fish broth, tofu.
I was trying to explain to him, it's like, you can make that stuff at home, like, really easily. It's like, yeah, but it's not the same. Yeah, it's probably better. Consider
buy the, there are some instant stuff that can actually do a lot better.
Yeah, it's just like, boom, hot water, seaweed, you're done.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't tell the difference. Unless you put way too much salt in there, right?
Exactly.
So, anyway, this is also the same guy who started to like instruct me of how to use chopsticks.
Yeah, I love white people who do that. I was like, no, you're supposed to do it. Dude, I've been doing this since I was 5. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's like, and of course, I had to teach myself imperial style.
Oh God! It's like a white person trying to teach Japanese. You've been learning Japanese all your life.
Yeah, we know quite a bit of those people, don't we?
Exactly.
It's Ryoko. It's like Ryoko. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm not even going to be...
I'm just saying it to piss you off, so you think you know what you're saying, and then you're trying to correct me, and of course I'm going to slap in your face saying, yeah, I've been learning this since I was 5. What about you?
It's like, I just watch Oh My Goddess, so I obviously am an expert on it.
Exactly. All I see on his Facebook... all I see on his Facebook posts is about white guilt. He's become a social justice warrior now.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, the guy who spent $800 on a pair of fake fangs.
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Extraordinary. Yeah, these are all inside jokes, and we're not going to even remotely explain it.
No. But a few people who are listening to this podcast may get the joke.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've been rambling on for a good long session. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Yep. So, welcome back to the Best Xpress podcast, where we get to talk whatever the fuck we want to and not be apologetic about it.
Yeah.
And on that note, we would like to apologize for a few things. For offending you, because you fucking suck.
It's like, have we hurt your feelings? Fuck off.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Those special flowers.
Yes. So last we left off, where were we?
We were talking about...
Yeah. Funny how, after about 10 minutes, after a 10-minute break, you kind of lose track of everything.
So our mutual friend who loves to correct us on our ability to use chopsticks and how we pronounce stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So again, special, snowflakes and stuff like that sort of thing. Okay. So let's not talk about that sort of stuff because, let's face it, we're going to get into trouble over this.
Yes.
No, we're not.
Speaking of which, the Yelpers in South Park.
Yes. I kind of felt that we would eventually get into this part.
Because we talk about restaurants and we talk about special snowflakes.
Yeah. Okay. So just to ruin the South Park episode for some of you people, because you don't give a fuck.
And let's face it, it's been out for a couple of days. If you haven't seen it, it's your fault.
Exactly. So essentially, we have the Yelp episode of South Park, which is I find extremely hilarious because it's like saying, "Oh, now I have this little app where I'm now an expert." Fuck you.
No. It's not so much they're an expert; it's so much they're important.
Oh God.
Self-importance, people.
Okay. Have you seen the Yelp review for the store I'm working out of?
No, I haven't.
You should, because it's hilarious.
It's like I just remember the feedbacks that people gave me when I was working for your store.
Oh, of course.
It's like, that's one time I decided to go on a feedback binge, right? Asking everybody for positive feedback. So I actually got the manager and at the time the consultant to basically says, this is the type of feedback that we need for us, because it's really like one guy decided to write an entire essay, and I'm serious. We're talking about 2 pages worth of positive feedback on me, right? And basically, I just went there and says, "Yeah, if you like what I'm doing, but I would like to give feedback on how I can blah 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 blah." So I think at the time I got 22 positive feedbacks, and of course the experiment came to a result of nothing happened, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right? But it was hilarious. And the manager actually asked me, well, how did you get all this positive feedback? I asked for it. But no, really, it's like, honestly, when I do my job, is basically I have a certain level of pride in doing a good job. Seriously, because I'm like this egocentric, like I need to be the best type of thing, right? So as a result, nothing happened.
Of course.
But yeah, and then later on, some douchebag psycho decided to basically gave me a bad feedback when I was on vacation, which is the same guy who resulted in my monitor has all these dead pixels on it, and it turns to be his dandruff.
That's true. That guy.
Yeah, that guy. It's like my software that's pirated, I can't seem to install it because, it doesn't seem to install with this program that I got. So your computer is obviously busted. Did you use our copy of Windows? No, I installed my own. Did you burn your copies of your illegal software onto disks where they install properly? No, because I don't need to buy disks. So this douchebag comes in, and he, with all his software, I reinstall a clean, real copy of Windows, and then with his girlfriend looking over our shoulders, I installed his software with a virtual installation software that virtually mounts his disk onto a virtual disk, and it installed flawlessly. It's like, oh, how come it works for you and not for us? So I had to be polite about it and told him that you're a fucking idiot and your software sucks. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, that guy. You know, if you blow on it a little harder, that piece of dust is not a dead pixel. Therefore, you know, it's not a burnt pixel or a dead pixel. Won't you wipe off your monitor?
God damn it. And it's also, what's it? The coworker that I was working with came back on vacation. So I've been working like pretty much 2 weeks straight and needed time off. So I took my bank hours and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And of course, I finished his work and he on his thing because apparently he trusts me now because apparently I know what I'm doing, right? Mm-hmm. So he was like, well, how come the guy's not done with my machine? It is done with your machine. It's on the corner where you didn't pick it up. When I told him, it's like, it's ready to pick up. It's right here when you had to come back. Right here. Because he couldn't pick it up because he didn't have a car at the time.
Yeah.
Anyways. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you see the review?
Credit cards skimmer very likely at work here.
Yeah.
So let's see. Be aware, my new BMO MasterCard, which I just received 2 days earlier, had numerous gas station electronic charges. Less than a week later, I reported to BMO and the RCMP. I'm almost certain foul play occurred at the store, either with or without the manager's knowledge. Avoid this location. Cash only. Yeah, sure. Why not?
You know, stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, yeah, and of all things, that's the review that stays on there.
Okay, so we have 3 choices for it: useful, funny, or cool. How about liar?
Yeah.
A sales rep of African descent named Ryan asked me my budget, and I told him around $600. He proceeded to laugh in my face and walked away. I'm sorry, you have black people working for your company?
Well, actually, not anymore. Not that, okay. The context, okay. There was a guy who actually used to work there. He's actually of Jamaican descent, and he found a better job. So he wasn't fired or anything like that. It's just that, it's just, again.
Being from Canada, people who are like African descent are kind of rare. It has nothing to do with me being racist. It's just like, hey, there's black people in BC? Really? Which there is. We have a black tenant.
Yeah.
But Yelpers, I don't know what to say about it because half the time it's just a bunch of butthurt people who can't be honest about their reviews. And then, of course, there's the other people who are actually legitimate giving an honest critique, but, you know, those are usually pretty rare. So, back to that South Park episode. We're going to pretty much spoil it for everybody. It's basically, it's how the Yelpers use their status as Yelpers to basically get special treatment for the restaurants they go to.
Yeah. You know, I can imagine how, you know, you're trying to actually make sure that they're pleased and everything else. So, and they're in that episode, it's like this Yelper is trying to hold this restaurant hostage for free food and whatnot. I'm thinking, what the fuck?
The other bit about that is basically Cartman went to this Mexican restaurant and she's basically demanding like free food or free dessert or else he'll give a 1-star rating. And he later on decided to give a 1-star rating because apparently when he took a shit the next day, it didn't feel right to him because it was very solid.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow. So you were expecting Mexican food to actually
give him the runs, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what a jerk.
I'm just sitting and it's like, yep, they managed to make Cartman the bad guy again. Awesome.
It's hilarious too because Cartman is like, okay, he was the good guy and all of a sudden he's made the bad guy again because, well, they're content of making him obviously the bad guy. Well, yeah. That's always been the case. Oh my. But I don't know. I like the direction where South Park is going. This season is them special fucking snowflakes.
Which
fuck y'all.
I'm actually really surprised they're actually keeping the continuity of the last few episodes. Which is interesting in itself. But yeah, it's like, actually, you know what? We probably won't ruin the episode. You guys should go watch it because it's satisfying as shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, considering we're rambling on about.
There's this movie that got released last month called The Green Inferno.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I finally got to sit around watching it. Okay, so I did a little bit of research before I actually go out and watched it, and it turns out that Eli Roth, they actually went on location to film it. They actually found this indigenous tribe there, and they're like, well, we don't know what movies are, so they actually brought them all out to actually show them a film based on, cannibalistic tribes that they found, happen to come across. And you know what that movie was?
Cannibal Holocaust?
Bingo.
Yeah.
The one movie that got banned because, well, two things, occurred. One, slaughter of an animal on film, which, in Hollywood, that's a no-no, even back then in the day. And two, a death scene that looks so realistic, they thought that actually happened.
Yes.
Right. And essentially, it's a girl getting impaled on a stake, essentially. And they actually had to bring out the actual girl, the actress, and say, look, she's alive. It's her.
It's actually her twin, but we're not going to say that because, you can't tell.
Well, no, because the way they filmed it was so realistic. They're like, wow, I'm so disturbed. I got to ban this film. And this is like 1972, I think.
Well, let's face it, Caligula was banned for like almost a decade before I got to see it.
Yeah, but Caligula was banned because I was obviously pornographic. Yeah, because let's face it, it was filmed in conjunction with Pentos.
Huh, Pentos. Oh, Penthouse.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. It's well,
but their ban was for obvious reasons.
Actually,
this one was like so realistic that the gore scenes are so gory that we have to ban it because it's so gory.
Mm-hmm.
The gore is so gory. So it's that part I can really understand. But then again, Cannibal Holocaust nowadays a little tame considering the fact that the special effects back then it was so realistic that. Hey, you could probably say this person was probably properly impaled. Let's face it. The way they made it look like is that she was actually impaled, and this that stake was coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, I was watching this. I was watching this really bad B movie called I think it's called Dinosaur Island.
Oh God.
And of course I'm watching this thing and it's like, oh, it must be Dinosaur Island. It's about no, it's basically a bunch of women living in who were a tribe of female cannibals capturing these white women and torturing them and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it had nothing to do with dinosaurs.
Of course.
Right? But one of the scenes I thought was really amazing is like they actually had this woman's breast and actually had this claw and shredded the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, that looked really, really good. Until I turned, and then I looked onto the special features on how it was done. It was prosthetic.
Yeah.
But it was really well done, right?
So, going back to The Green Inferno.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the premise of it, because I find it, interesting. So you have these activists who, like, even Eli Roth will mention, this was kind of a shot towards, social justice warriors. Because he actually refers to them as like, yeah, so these social justice warriors go out to the jungle here and they get their ass killed.
Yes.
Except for maybe one of them that maybe escaped.
Yeah, because you got to tell a story somehow.
Yeah. So essentially these college, activists that go down to South America, they protest, I guess the cutting down of the Amazon forest and whatnot, and it's endangering this indigenous tribe there and whatnot. And so they go down and they go take a little private plane down there. They go a day's trek out there, and then basically they all do their little protest things. They pull out their camera phones, and we're filming you guys. You guys are going to be seen on the United Nations. Ha 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 ha. And then they leave. And then while they're flying over the plane over the area, the plane mysteriously breaks down and crashes right in the backyard of these indigenous tribe, which basically they're like, food. So they go and they capture the surviving members of this plane here, and they proceed to one by one tear them apart.
Wasn't there? I think I remember when it was people talking about it. There was a scene where this girl who realized she's being eaten decided to slit her own throat.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it takes a nice little pot shot towards social justice warriors, and it's like, okay, no. The moral of the story is, well, while you want to look good, looking like you want to care, and you go out and actually do it, well, no good deed goes unpunished.
Well, here's the other thing I'm wondering. If we actually discovered a tribe of cannibals, shouldn't we, I don't know.
My question is, well, why is there so many of them?
Yeah. I don't know, man. If you go to the jungle and you discovered a tribe of cannibals, what do you do? It's like, hey, do we take out the cannibals or let them be?
I would just let them be and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, it's like, they're looking at me like I'm something to eat. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. It reminds me of that South Park episode with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, God.
Children of the rainforest.
In any event, but what else is out there?
So what rating do you give that out of 10?
Actually, it was horribly acted. Some of the special effects were okay, but not fantastic. I give it a 6 out of 10.
That high?
Yeah.
With the CG blood?
It's not CG blood, because it didn't have a budget for CG.
CG blood is cheaper than real blood, I think.
Not if you can make a big vat of it, or you just kill, something over there and just drain the blood out of it.
Which you can't do, by the way.
Well, if they're already preparing an animal for slaughter for eating anyways.
Fair enough. I don't know, man. It's like Eli Roth is one of those guys where I should like him, but I don't.
There are certain things where you're going to be like, okay, that's interesting. Like, when you think of one of his other movies, Inglourious Basterds.
That's not his movie. He was in it, but he wasn't in his movie.
That's true.
I was really happy when he died.
Oh, God. What was the other one then I'm thinking of? It was... Bloody hell. Why am I blanking on this? Because I know I've seen a couple of his movies.
Yeah.
I just don't refer to them directly.
It's like, I've seen a couple of his movies. I just chose to forget them.
I probably wouldn't doubt it. Because they were never good to begin with. But, okay. But I do remember actually seeing a horror exhibit. And I think I think I know why. Because it's some shitty horror movies he's done.
Was it House of Wax?
No. That was...
I remember Paris Hilton was in that.
Yeah. There it is. I know he did Lard. I don't think he okay, I'm blanking on this. I don't know why. I'm blanking on this. Let's see here. This is why, internet's so good, because you can actually look it up quite quickly over while you're doing all this.
Unless you have a slow ass phone and a slow ass internet connection.
Yeah.
But I digress. What's the other movie I was watching? It was it was something to do with a druid that was from Namco Bandai.
Yeah. No, actually, no. He is actually has been uncredited. Although he actually did do a little bit of directing in Inglourious Basterds, he was uncredited for it apparently. Mm-hmm. Grindhouse was actually one of his one of the things he directed too.
Grindhouse.
Yeah. Hostel. I don't know how I forgot that one.
Hostel. Hostel?
Yes, 1 and 2.
Shit, Hostel was actually legitimately good.
Yeah, and Cabin Fever.
Fuck, really? I thought that wasn't him.
Yeah, that's why you don't think of this, because they were actually good.
Sorry, hang on. Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
Oh, Cabin in the Woods and Cabin Fever. Okay, that's why I was confused.
Cabin in the Woods, I think, is
Peter Jackson.
Joss Whedon.
Josh. Oh, right. Josh Whedon. Yes.
Yes.
That was actually clever, the ending, where it's Cabin Fever. I thought was fucking stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Because that was a remake of a 70s movie, right?
Yep.
Right. It reminded me of The Mist.
Yep. Well, apparently there's another Cabin Fever movie coming out.
Of course. We're still waiting for Jaws. Was it 19?
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, did you see that?
No.
Back to the Future, around this time now, we have Jaws 19.
Yeah.
And somebody decided to make a parody trailer regarding it. So
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised.
They were going through all the phases of Jaws. It's like Jaws with robots, Jaws in space, Jaws in love, Jaws 50 Shades of Grey.
Jaws 50 Shades of Grey.
Then Jaws, the reboot.
Yeah.
Now Jaws Revenge of the Revenge of the Revenge.
Yeah.
And so on. But yeah, fuck, I haven't seen any movies in the last little while.
I was supposed to go see The Martian with the fiance, but we kind of canceled that one.
Do you plan to see it?
Eventually.
We're gonna science the shit out of that.
We're gonna see Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Fuck, Matt Damon and Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. To a point, I'm actually quite sick of Jimmy Kimmel.
You know, the only reason why it's gotten so big is because, let's face it, I remember at the time he was seeing Sarah Silverman.
I'm fucking Matt Damon.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's like, okay, you know, am I the only one that actually at the time when she first started, you know, when she first appeared on TV and in a couple of movies, I found her attractive? Because some people are like, oh, I don't find her attractive, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I kind of like her.
I don't know, man. It's when her joke about sucking the dog's cock kind of grossed me out.
She's a comedian, man. Come on.
It's like, I don't know what to tell you, but there's like German porn that does it way better.
Yes. No, you know, the funny thing is about German pornography is that it kind of crosses that line.
And the Japanese crosses that line. Oh shit. Speaking of you know, Japanese. Okay. I didn't realize this was a movement, but apparently there are men in their early 20s and late 30s that don't give a fuck about sex.
Yeah, you know what they call that in North America? Men going their own way.
Yeah, it's
MGTOW.
It's like I was watching this article and say, Japan has a low birth rate population because half the men just don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah.
Again, in North America, they call it MGTOW.
Huh. Men
going their own way.
Yeah, it's like basically you ask them, do you want a relationship with women? No, because the Japanese women want like stable jobs and, you know, big houses and whatever, and that's not possible anymore.
Yeah, and I can't, you know, I'm not surprised that most of these guys kind of given up.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you know, why are you still alive?
Well, here's the thing, right? I was watching this little 15-minute little news article on it, right? And they're saying, yeah, well, if they want companion, they just go down to this shop and they just hire a girlfriend for like an hour.
Yeah.
Right? And then if they want sex, yeah, Japanese has a lot of equipment to jerk off to.
Yes. Or the body pillows that they call, they end up marrying.
Fuck. The was it $250,000 love doll collection.
Yeah.
And of course now they have the VR stroker. Don't ask why I know.
But you know, that stuff's that sort of kind of thing kind of existed for decades. They just gave it a name now when you really think about it. And in North America, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the thing that kind of is looked down upon. Because it's something, I wouldn't say it was new, but like I said, they just finally gave it a name. Men going their own way. MGTOW.
Yeah.
Right? And as much as I'm kind of agreeing with it, but I understand it.
Yeah. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Why do I know about this, right? Because I was really excited about the VR, instead of the VR headset. So unfortunately, this is the oncoming trend, which I'm really not happy about.
Enjoy the VR stroker. Oh God,
stroker. Okay. It's like, first off, it was basically like, oh, we have our own headset with this and that, and we can look around and so forth, right? Now, the problem with that is going to be expensive. So what's everybody's solution? Your phone. So basically, they're making a freaking $200 case for your phone so you can strap to your head so you can do this VR bullshit, right?
Thank you, Samsung.
Yeah, thanks, Samsung. And then, of course, Fleshlight and
oh God,
and some company decided to do the VR stroker with, was it Brazzer?
Oh God, that's going to be okay. That is money in the bank for anybody who can make something similar to that.
Yeah, and here's the thing: all it is just 3D porn. That's all it is, right?
Yep.
But anyways, unfortunately, the only 3D high resolution content is only from porn right now because apparently movie companies don't want to do shit like that.
Yep.
But then, that's what the Americans are doing, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Japanese, oh my God. Toyota invented a woman that actually resembles a woman.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody's first question is, can you fuck it?
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. It's like the first response is, "Can you fuck it?"
And of course, their response is, "Yes, we're partners with Tenga."
And of course, a couple countries have banned, robot sex as a result.
Shit. The only sad part is I'm thinking is like, China, Japan, what are you doing, right? Because China's fucked up their entire little mating ritual because now it's like, was it two men to every woman?
Yeah.
And of course, I love the stories. Chinese women is basically, well, if you can't make enough money, George here is. Bye. See you later. Good game. We're over.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much it's your fault, China.
Yeah, because it's no longer no longer a buyer's market. It's a seller's market. And if you cannot sell the goods, then I'm taking it to somebody who can buy the goods.
Yeah. And in Japan, I don't know what their population ratio is, but I think it's gone to the point where the recession, it's like, come on, Japan. You used to be number one technology. Now Korea's taken over, and it only took them 40 years.
Yeah, no kidding. But, it is what it is.
Funny, yes.
Yes, hilarious.
But you can still get your Russian bride. Yeah. That's still a thing.
Well, it's, again, this is a seller's market. So all you have to do is say, well, are you buying? Cool. What do you got? Really? You only got that? Fuck off.
And then, of course, somehow YouTube directed me to the story on Thailand, the Philippines, and strange enough, Vietnam. Now, the Philippines, that kind of grossed me out. Because we all know about the underage sex workers, right?
Yeah.
What really disturbs me is all the websites that are based off of there. So,
oh God. Of course you know about it.
Of course I know about this, right? So I was watching there. It was like the website, I knew about that a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
It's how much they got paid that I am like shocked over, right? So basically, they have this one scene, and they do their thing in this little alleyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I found is, you know how much this girl got paid?
How much?
$5 American.
Fuck.
Right? And of course, I'm thinking, you're not wearing a condom, and she's a prostitute, so I'm assuming you got AIDS. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I often talk about this with my Filipino friends in regards to prostitutes there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, forget, putting your dick in there. They're wide enough to actually fit your whole head in.
Yeah. and of course, oh fuck, I'm just gonna talk about it then. In Thailand, okay, or Bangkok, right?
Bangkok.
Dog, stop it, dog, stop it. Okay. Now in Thailand, or Bangkok, we all know about the prostitution there.
Yeah.
Of boys who got their dicks cut off to have vaginas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that's apparently the big thing there.
Yeah. Well, if you can get the job done to actually get the right plumbing to become a woman, then sure, all the power to you, right? But apparently that's a big thing over there in Thailand, other than, straight prostitution. Because Thailand's always known for... Okay, Thailand is like the prostitution capital of the world at this point.
Yeah.
Next to being the AIDS capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like, if you're offended by that statement there, look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Look it the fuck up. It is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
I just find it hilarious. It's like I was watching Departures, right? And they're going down to Thailand, and it's like pretty much every 2 minutes somebody's trying to pick them up, right? It's like, yep, you're going there. You're meeting your buddy down that little street there. Like, just go eat your insects and see how that goes for you.
But yeah, if you're going there for to visit, obviously you're not going there to quote unquote visit. You're going there for the prostitution.
Yeah, which kind of grosses me out. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, this is why because of the whole AIDS epidemic at the time, they started encouraging people to start wearing condoms there. And hell, it's at a point where basically they're giving them away free wherever you're walking around, right? So the only thing you really have to worry about is being pickpocketed. Other than that, and AIDS.
Now, here's what the bizarre thing out of watching all this stuff, right? The bizarre thing is that in Vietnam, there's less of it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought, what? How? What? Okay, here's the story, right? Basically, all the people who left Vietnam, the government realized they're actually really wealthy. So we're just going to let them back into our country regardless.
Yeah.
And of course, what happens? Anybody who is middle class is now upper class there because they can afford stuff like houses.
Yeah.
And cars.
I can see that.
Because personal family here, right? My mother's sister's daughter, my cousin, I presume, went down to the States and learned how to do nails, which is, apparently a big thing for the Vietnamese culture towards, whatever. So she went to Kentucky and opened up a nail salon. So in her first year, she made $1 million.
Yeah.
And she bought a house. And so forth, blah, blah, blah. She's becoming the upper class, goes back to Vietnam and complains how dirty everything is. It's like, well, yeah, right? But of course, this is a young person. And of course, Vietnamese people have this certain addiction that we have that nobody likes to talk about. We love gambling.
Yes.
And she gambled all her money away.
Ouch.
So she wants my mother to go back to Vietnam, which is what she's planning to do this coming of November. So I got to be at home and take care of the dog.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she asked her to go back to Vietnam and to sell the house there, the big house there. Mm-hmm. And I asked, how much does a house go for in Vietnam? Okay, well, a lot of, say, 3,000 square feet, 2 levels, that's about $60,000.
Yeah. In Vietnam.
Yeah, in Vietnam, in the wherever we live in, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so you need to sell the house so you can have money to live in the United States. What? Yeah. But yeah, that's my story for the week.
Well, my parents are heading down to LA in November.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to be, letting the relatives know that hey, Chad's going to get married.
Yeah, come up next year and we'll party all day.
Yeah.
Party all night. Party all the time.
Well, I think last time I've seen some of my cousins, they were kind of like still in elementary school.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're now going into university.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, and somehow I discovered this documentary called Hot Girls Wanted.
Yeah.
Which is basically something I kind of knew about, the girl next door bit and how they get into porn for like 4 months and then you never see them again in that.
Yeah.
It's like, I do like the interesting part is how much these guys make, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe porn stars make $2,000 a scene. No, it turns out to be $800 a scene.
Yeah.
Okay. And so on. But yeah, that was a pretty good documentary. We might discuss it later on, but that's another topic, right?
Yeah. Porn, like I've known. Okay, I have a friend who used to do porn, and she's obviously out of it because she's found somebody who's made her life a lot better, and she's a lot better for it. But yeah, I can understand why you're in it for a little bit and you're gone. Because it's not a life to live. No,
it's kind of like, it's one of those things where I am morbidly curious about it, like just how celebrities become, movie stars and the inner workings, how it works and how they get paid, the technical aspects, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? Because I have an idea of the type of lifestyle some of these people live.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's the one who's been there for like a long time and how they do gigs and how they get paid and how much they get paid and all this other stuff and so forth.
Yep.
Like, it's fascinating the type of lifestyle they would live, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the upper part and then there's the shitty lower parts, right?
Yeah.
And I just, like, two girls that came up to mind was watching this documentary is like, was it Bella Knox and Sasha Grey?
Yeah.
So those two girls, as far as I know, did a lot of nasty stuff. And then somehow one of them became a feminist. Right. Bella Knox went on to like The View and all this other stuff talking about, because she's basically a Duke University student that does porn to pay her tuition.
Okay.
Right. And she used that to elevate herself as a feminist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other one who just did it and said, yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I did. I picked exactly what I wanted to do and I'm using it so I can be a movie star.
Yep. And all the power to her for that. There are a lot of people who went through the porn industry that are doing it because A, the money was good, and B, it just elevated their status.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are some that basically, never really left.
Yeah.
Right?
That somehow...
Janet Jameson.
Oh, God. Have you seen her lately?
No.
Okay.
No, and I don't want to. Because I know how badly she's aged.
It's not so much that. It's so much that... Oh shit, I understand why it didn't work. Cause she was on this, I'm a reality show junkie. So there's this one called Couples Therapy. So the deal is she's dating this guy, right? And basically she was dating Tito Ortiz.
Yeah.
Who cheated on her with this woman who happens to be this guy's husband. And now Janet Jameson and the guy's husband, whatever, are now together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up. But then, of course, you see how Janet Jameson as a person. I'm thinking, yeah, I get why he cheated on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you're kind of loopy.
Beyond fucked.
Yeah. You're loopy. You're loopier than you were, I think if you were to actually give her a glass of alcohol, she'd probably be less loopy. Yeah. That's how badly she is, and I've seen it, which is kind of weird. Yeah. That also being said, somebody who obviously hasn't done very well for herself would be Chasey Lane.
Oh God, she used to be hot.
Yeah, no kidding. Like she made a comeback and then she kind of squandered it.
Yeah, well, let's face it, that comeback to porn isn't exactly a comeback.
Yeah.
Right. But then again, that's kind of like I said, it's out of morbid curiosity like that about this stuff. And how it works and so forth. Because I think you and I discussed, oh yeah, we were rich. We make up a company doing this stuff. And no. No.
It's great on paper, but in reality, no, it's not going to work out. No. But let's face it, there are a lot of things that there's a lot of people who actually made good on their, I guess you could say, careers. For example, Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy, the Hedgehog.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you about him.
Like, let's face it, Ron's done okay. He's got some small parts in some shows and some movies and stuff like that. But he hasn't really made a career out of being in that stuff. Other than, he's known for doing porn. But he's, he's made some decent money being a spokesperson for, various companies that tests, penis enlargement stuff.
I don't know. I think Ron Jeremy's career is really out of respect than anything else.
Yeah.
Because, let's see, the only other person I would think of his stature is Nina Hartley.
Yes. I think she's more known as an expert.
Yeah,
on certain things.
Which is I kind of respect her for that because she's written a lot of books on this and that and that and this, right? Yep. And whereas Ron Jeremy, he has his mysterious notebook.
But yeah, he's the type of guy who not only likes to be quote unquote in the business, and I'm not talking about in the porn business, try to be in the actual movie business. Mm-hmm. And he will try to, he's a big geek in regards to that. Mm-hmm. When you think about it,
yeah. From what I heard,
he's a decent actor.
Yeah, he's a decent actor.
Yeah.
Realistically, as far as what I heard from him, is he ever get a part, he shows up, never misses it.
Yeah, and he's professional.
Yeah,
right. So again, it's a fact that he's Ron Jeremy. Is the reason why he probably hasn't gotten any larger parts. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of unfortunate.
But then again, I kind of think if I were to compare him to, like, say, Rutger Hauer, right?
Yeah.
Who's a bigger star?
Well, Rutger Hauer.
You sure?
Okay. In terms of for what he's done for the business, Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
Right? Because Ron really hasn't gotten the roles.
Yeah.
That would establish him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He'd be more known for the porn stuff, but we're talking about Hollywood. Right?
Yeah.
If you're talking about who would be the bigger Hollywood star, that'd be Rutger Hauer.
Mm-hmm. But then again, it also helps that your brother's Ron Howard.
Yeah.
I still hate his daughter, though.
What?
Ron Howard's daughter, who basically was in Twilight and took somebody's role where she turned it down. Yeah. But that's
another thing.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to talk about this week?
Let's see here. The Flash is out. Arrow's out. Flash got a pretty decent start because they already started getting right into the thick of things with Zoom. Mm-hmm. Also, if you've seen the first episode, looks like one of the villains just kind of lost his edge.
Well, we'll probably discuss about the TV stuff towards the first break during December.
Sure. I guess.
Because they got to get into it, and they're going to take the Christmas break.
Yes.
Because right now, I'm pretty sure all the stuff is just to get people in and so forth. Yep. Since I, for whatever reason, cannot get into watching these shows.
Yeah. Well, it looks like for for Arrow, they're going to go ahead with the, and yes, spoilers for anybody who is listening. Looks like they're going to take the desiccated body of, what's her name? And they may be taking her over to the pit.
Canary?
Yes.
Again?
Well, no. Because remember, in terms of Black Canary, her sister is taken over. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the younger sister, who was the original Black Canary in Arrow, mm-hmm. she's dead.
Okay.
Sorry, spoilers for anybody in the second season are...
Was it? We're in the fourth season, right?
We're in the third season.
Third season. It's been a year, people.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, tough luck.
Yeah.
You're going to get spoilers. So they kind of like dug up her body. Sorry, spoilers again. I kind of dug up the body at the end of the last episode, and basically it looks like they're going to be taking her to the pit.
Okay, so who's White Canary?
White Canary is the sister.
Okay.
That they threw into that eventually they're going to throw into the pit. Because they kind of spoiled it when they did these trailers and they brought out White Canary. I'm thinking, what?
So hang on.
Katie Lotz is in Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay, hang on.
And she technically died in the second season.
Because somebody confused me on here. Okay. Canary.
Or, no, hold on. No, we're on, whatever.
Canary,
yeah,
I thought died, right?
Yes.
And then got resurrected as White Canary.
Yes.
Right.
So this is happening in this season.
I thought they already did that.
Nope, not yet.
Because they showed...
They showed White Canary on the trailers for Legends of Tomorrow.
I thought... Okay. But the problem is, I remember seeing the episode, even though it hasn't aired yet. That's why I'm a little confused.
So you saw the leaked episode?
Yeah, because I remember it's like, okay, who's that guy? Okay, oh, there's Superman playing the Atom? Really? Okay. And then there's the guy...
Oh, you're talking about the special trailer where everyone's beating the shit out of each other. It's not a full episode.
No, I watched the full episode.
Because Legends of Tomorrow was never leaked.
Okay, because I'm sitting there, I'm looking at...
You're looking at the preview.
Because I was saying, okay, you're from Doctor Who, whoever the hell his name was.
Yeah.
And then,
Arthur Darvill.
Yeah, and then you see The Flash, you see Arrow, and you see a bunch of stuff, and then somebody's saying, oh, yeah, White Canary, she was resurrected from Lazarus' Pit. Was that on the air? Like, okay.
Never.
Okay.
Never. So what you saw was basically a you could say like a pseudo trailer for Legends of Tomorrow,
or maybe it was 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It was like kind of a thing where basically it was a battle royale.
Okay.
And then basically they're all beating the shit out of each other, and then basically at the very end, Brandon Routh's character comes in and goes, "Boom! Yeah. So who wants to take me on?" Her.
Yeah, because I remember a bunch of scenes with him with like a suit, and I was like, "You can become smaller. What's the point of that?"
Yeah.
Okay. It's a trailer then.
Yeah.
Because I'm still waiting for Supergirl to get released, and I saw that how long ago?
Oh, I can't remember.
Was that a year?
But apparently that's closer to the end of the month. Like the 20, I think it was like the 27th when they put it out.
October?
Like yeah.
Fuck. It feels so long. How long ago did we see it? Did we see that last year?
2 months ago.
It was really 2 months ago?
Yeah. 2, maybe 3 months ago-ish. Yeah. That's when they leaked it.
Okay. Because I remember talking about it to somebody at a comic book store, picking up a very expensive Supergirl doll. Action figure.
A very expensive Supergirl doll.
Yeah. Basically, these Artifacts action figures from Japan are based on a superhero of DC, and they're about $100 a piece.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of them was Supergirl. I picked up Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
Hate Batman. I think I picked up, what the hell was it called? Hawkman.
Yeah.
$150. Thanks, US.
Yeah, I do miss collecting collectibles.
Yeah, until you have an entire closet full of them and you can't walk in, because then you realize, how many Masterpiece Gundam do I have? Over 100, and then I have 10.
And you don't have a spot to actually showcase them.
No, I moved everything around. I'm thinking, why the fuck do I have all this garbage here?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because then I did a count on how many PlayStation 3s and Xbox 360 games that I bought that I haven't played. It's 110, and about 50 of them I haven't opened the package on them yet.
No, I'm not surprised. That's quite a bit, really.
Yeah, because it's like, you pick them up for $5 here, $5 there, and then it's like...
And you throw them to the side and say, I'll play that later. And then, 2 years later, it's like, I haven't opened this up yet.
It's like, so I finally unpacked my stupid 360 and did a 4-hour update on the damn thing.
Yeah.
And so on. So I still got to connect my game center.
Yeah. Which
coincidentally was PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Dreamcast, and my VCR.
Have fun with setting all that up.
But it's all ready to go. I just never turned it on.
Of course.
After I finished it.
Yeah, about that. You should. Make sure that it's all working properly.
They're all working after I did all the updates.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This is why I don't own consoles.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where it's like, how did I get a PS4? Oh yeah, my sister bugged me about it because Shoppers was having a PS4 and she wanted the points for it.
Of course.
Of course. Come on, we're only gonna get 2. I have one. You want it or not? No.
Yeah.
No, seriously, come on.
I finally broke down and actually hook up my TV to my desktop now.
All right.
Yes, because my main monitor just died.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How old is it?
This is the i7 2600.
How old is it?
So it's probably about 3, 4. Actually, yeah, no, I built it just after I started working for the company.
Huh.
And I've been with the company for a little over 4 years now.
And they don't have they don't sell that anymore?
The processor? Hell no.
Sorry, your processor's dead or your monitor's dead?
Oh, my monitor's been dead. Like, the monitor is probably about 3 years old.
And they don't sell the monitor anymore?
Nope.
Oh, well.
It's one of those really old monitors where... Actually, yeah, no, I've had the monitor for about 2 years. The monitor's been out for about 3.
What? You know what's really, really, really sad?
What?
My first LCD monitor was this NSE, 15-inch.
Yep.
Paid like $400 for it. I still have it. What's really sad is it's 13 years old now.
Yeah, I can see that.
13 years, 20 years. It all flies so fast.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you for joining us. This is the Best Xpress podcast. I am John.
And I'm Chad, and if you're offended, fuck off.
Right? Take care. Have a good one.